Hello everyone, my name is Chuckles the Clown, and this is my NASCAR 2024 playoff predictions. So let's get into it. Okay. So, the cars that are in the 2024 NASCAR playoffs and will be competing in the round of 16 are the number 5 of Kyle Larson, the number 20 of let me pull up the roster. I know his name, Christopher Bell. The number 45 of Tyler Reddick. The number 24 of William Byron. The number 12 of Ryan Blaney, who's my favorite driver, but favorites don't matter in this. It's my gut feeling, and I have proved that my gut feeling, or what my gut feeling was at the very beginning of the season at Daytona, what my gut feeling for this season was. And that's what I'm sticking with through this championship. You'll find out at the very end. I've already written it all out, but there's one thing I'm still thinking about changing in it. Where was I? Blaney. Denny Hamlin. The 11 of Denny Hamlin. Number 9 of Chase Elliott. Number 6 of Bad Brad Keselowski. Number 22 of Joey Logano. The number 2 of Austin Cindric. Number 99 of Daniel Suarez. And the number 48 of Alex Bowman. The current drivers are on the bubble, but just a little hint, I may have some of these guys advancing. Number 14 of Chase Briscoe, the number 21 of Harrison Burton, number 54 of Ty Gibbs, and the number 19 of Martin Truex Jr. The tracks for the round of 16 are Atlanta, Watkins Glen, and Bristol Motor Speedway. So the drivers I have advancing are the 5, the 20, the 45, the 24, the 12, the 11, the 9, the 6, the 22. And these are the tough ones. So I have Cindric. Hold on, wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Well, there's my issue there. I only have 11 there. So hold on. What I have advancing is I have Truex advancing, and I have Chase Briscoe advancing. Now, I was in between Chase Briscoe and Alex Bowman. So I think Alex Bowman and Briscoe have both been really consistent. And Alex Bowman's just barely edging him out in points right now. But I think Briscoe, they're putting everything into that team now to do good. He has all the power behind him. Bowman is the 4th car on that team. He's the 4th car in the playoffs. Just like how Cindric is the 3rd car in the playoffs. If Cindric can magically win the championship this year, that would be amazing. Cindric just is not consistent enough. That's why I have him out first round. Burton, no one's surprised, out first round. Gibbs, he's been good on points, but recently he's just not been near as good. Chiefs are punting. Thank goodness. So what I have is I have the 48 advancing into the round of 12. But that gives you a hint if he hadn't advanced already. Oh. Okay, well hold on, because now another car gets advanced to the round of 8. I messed up those two in my countings. But anyways, the round of 12, I have the 48, the 5, the 20, the 45, 24, the 12, the 11, the 9, the 6, the 22, the 19, and the 14. Those tracks are Kansas, Talladega, and Charlotte Roval. It is a very similar setup to the round of 16. And so 2 surprise winners, or really 4 surprise winners, could get in. Those 2 rounds are going to be very big 4 surprise winners, but you have to win. which is why I don't see a Ty Gibbs advancing. I don't think he gets his first win this season. If it does, it will be after he's eliminated from playoffs, in my opinion. Okay, so who I already have advancing in the round of 8. Number 5, the 20, the 45, 24, the 12, the 9, the 22, and I was in between him and who else was it? Not him. Oh, the 11. Yeah, I guess I'll put the 11. I was in between the 11 and the 22. The reason I went with the 22 is because it is an even year, and he just does better in the even years. Also, I don't think it's Denny's year. If you look at it, he's been good, but nothing too out of the ordinary. And Denny would have to have an extraordinary season to stand a chance, and even then, he has to run good in the playoffs. Consistently. And I just don't think he has it in him this year. I think that this is a make or break year for him. This is the year he's supposed to do his best, but I don't think he will. I think this is Denny's last year to really put up a fight where he's given the best Joe Gibbs racing car. Then after this, they're turning their focus to Seabell or Gibbs or Chase Briscoe. The round of 8 drivers, or the round of 8 races are Las Vegas, Homestead, Miami, and Martinsville. That brings us to the round of 4, the championship round. One of these 4 drivers who I predict next, or who I'm going to say next, I predict will be champion at the end of this season. First, the 5. I predict the 5. He's the number 1 seed. I think that he can make it to the championship round. I'm going to name all the drivers who I think will make it into the round first. Number 20. Been really consistent, has made it there the past 2 years in a row. I think this is his best year in terms of consistency out of those last 2 years. The 45. The 45 is on one of his best years, if not his best year at 2311. 2311 is competing at times to be the best Toyota team. In the 12. The 12 has been way more consistent than people thought he would be. He led the regular season championship in points for a long time. And he was the only successful Ford driver for the first half of the season before they finally won a race at Darlington with Brad Keselowski. Before then, the only driver doing good in this new Ford body was Blaney. Every track he was running up front, and he's continued to run up front. The only way to get him to run near the back is to wreck him out. And yes, I'm a Blaney fan, but that's not why he's up there. He's up there because he's a good driver, and the track is Phoenix. So first, I'll say the 2 drivers really that could make it here, but the one that I'm mostly focused on. First, Denny Hamlin has a chance. He always has a chance. He just doesn't have a chance at the crown, in my opinion. Now that I said that, it'll happen. I'm sorry, guys. It's just the truth. But I think the 22 has a really good chance, and the 24 really, but I think mostly the 22, because it is an even year. Because it's Las Vegas, Miami, and Martinsville. Because it's Joey Logano, he can get his way into the championship 4. And I think that this year, for the first half of the season, Byron was unstoppable, but he's just been really quiet the second half of the season. At least it seems like to me. Elliott, I don't think he's a championship contender this year. He just hasn't looked that way. Okay. So I think that the 22 has capabilities to get in it. It's the best chance, in my opinion, that I did not predict. But now let's look at... I'm going to give you reasons for each one why they cannot be the champion. Starting with Ryan Blaney. First, when was the last time you saw a back-to-back champion in the NASCAR Cup Series? I believe it was probably Jimmy Johnson. I might be wrong. There's a good chance I'm wrong on that. I am a huge Ryan Blaney fan. I don't really like the rest of Penske. I just about despise all of Penske and every other motorsport other than that number 12 Menards or Body Armor or Wabash car. Whatever Blaney's running, I will root for it. And I hope that he gets a drive for the championship. I hope he wins his second championship this year. But if we look at the facts, Ford has not been the most consistent. Ford at Phoenix this year was not good. And Blaney is the only champion in the playoff era to not win the championship race. So I just don't think he will have it this year to go and do that, because I think there's a good chance to win the championship this year, you are going to have to win that race again. Okay. Next driver, I'm going to prove my reasoning as to why it's not. It's Tyler Reddick. Tyler Reddick's run has been amazing. 23-11 story. Such an underdog. He will not be a champion because it's just not the right team. It's not the right time for that team to be champions. And I don't know if it's the right team for Reddick to do it on. I think that he can do it in the future, but I don't know. And especially if Denny Hamlin is in the championship round, I don't think that Reddick will be able to put up a fight against him. I don't think that Reddick will be given a car to beat a Joe Gibbs car. And you have to be a Joe Gibbs, you have to be a Toyota to win at Phoenix. You have to be a Joe Gibbs car to win at Phoenix. If you are not a Joe Gibbs car or a Toyota car heavily influenced by the Joe Gibbs cars, you are very unlikely to be successful there. We saw in the spring, what's that fall? We saw in the spring, Christopher Bell was able to just drive away, no competition. That brings me to my next guy, Christopher Bell. He will be the 2024 NASCAR Cup Series champion. More on that in a second. Larson will not be because it is Kyle Larson. First, I can't stand the guy. He just seems like a crybaby. And the only reason I'd even be okay with it is because he ran in the Indy 500, and I'm an IndyCar guy. But if we're looking at it, if I'm looking at it, I can feel it. I don't think he can be a champion. He hasn't had the same domination this year that I'd expect him to have if he's going to go out there and become the champion. But who knows? I'm usually wrong on this type of thing, so whatever. But my most important takeaway from this video, and the one that I want you to remember, on what day is that going to be? On November 10th, at what? It's going to be like 6 by the time the race is over. When you see the number 20 doing burnouts with that championship banner hanging out the back of the car, remember this moment. He is going to win the championship. You don't go to the championship for, well, I'm predicting will be 3 years in a row and not do good. You don't show up to Phoenix, especially with this package on the short tracks, in a Toyota, a Joe Gibbs Toyota, and not do good. If Seabell shows up there for the 3rd year in a row this year and cannot put it together, that might just mean he cannot perform under pressure. He's in one of the best cars. He is one of the best drivers. Head-to-head in equal machinery, he might be better than your Kyle Larson, or than your Alex Palou, or your Max Verstappen, or Lando Norris, or anyone you want to name. Ravens just scored an insane touchdown. Sorry. He has the capability to be a top-notch driver. He just needs to pull it off. Obviously, the main focus is survival. If you do not survive, you cannot win. You have to survive to win the cup. Thank you. I don't know if I'm going to be doing a weekly video like this. I might, other than my race reviews. But at least at the end of the round, I will have updated predictions. And let's see if I can get the chart to focus here. Oh, you're not going to be able to read that, but yeah. There's my chart. And there's the 20 with the crown. Thank you all. Sorry for ranting. Peace. Hope y'all had a good time. Like, subscribe. Bye.